Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we'll take a look at the 1998 Honda Civic Ferio SI. This is the final Civic Ferio for us to look at. There's been three. There is of course the EG version and then two EKs. The 96 Ferio SI2 ran the race mod. The race mod on this car is not very interesting whatsoever, and the reason that ran the race mod is because I could pick what colour I wanted this one in, so I went with this rather nice blue. Not quite as vibrant as I usually go for or would like, but it suits the car quite well. You don't need me to wax lyrical about how much I love Civics, and I think the EK is one of the greatest cars ever, and yada yada yada. The saloon version I also like quite a lot, so yeah, there's not really a lot to discuss in terms of that you haven't already heard before. Much like the 98 SIR, this one does have the very cool side graphics as well, with the dual overhead cam VTEC writing on it, which I do think is very cool. What else I think is cool is that GT2 Plus fixes an issue with the Civic Ferios, where they had missing turbo kits for whatever reason. With GT2 Plus, they now have the turbo kits they should have done, which is why this one is turbocharged. Front engine, front wheel drive, 331 horsepower, 1,039 kilograms. You wouldn't expect Civic Ferios to be quick, but as it turns out around this track, they have done pretty well. The Civic Ferio SI is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track. We have a 5-speed, okay, good. To set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of 25.696. The Civic Ferio SI is unlikely to beat that. In terms of where this is going to go, out of the two previous Civic Ferios, the EG set a time of 30.496. The SI2, which is this car but 1996 version, set a time of a 30.375. Now both of those had race mod. In theory I would think those would be quicker because the whole race mod thing, so I'm not quite expecting a 30.3 out of this. I think 30.5 would be very acceptable for this, but it's, you know, Civics are pretty surprising. We saw the SIR, the 98 SIR come round, and that set like a 30.2, I think it was, which was monstrously fast. So yeah, there is opportunities here. Straight away, first lap, 30.591. Good driving car, very consistent, as all these usually are. There's not really too much drama, much like in real life, I guess. There's not really much drama that comes from driving a Civic Saloon. They aren't quite as flamboyant as the hatchbacks, they also aren't quite as light. The actual performance ceiling on these cars, even with the sort of turbo kits that GT2 Plus adds back, they aren't as strong as the hatchbacks for obvious reasons, but yeah, they're still pretty good driving cars, it does have to be said. No, again, there's just no real drama to a Civic Ferio, you know what you're going to get. I should also actually mention very quickly the Mugen Civic Ferio, which ran, I think that had the NA engine, which this should in theory have. We've spoken before, tuned cars aren't as quick as cars you can buy from the factory when fully upgraded, and the Mugen Civic Ferio was no exception. That set a 31.6, I think. I want to say that might have been the first Ferio to go round, but I don't think that's true. I think the EG might have gone round before that. But either way, that was not a quick car, so I'm glad this one is quicker. 30.440. One more do or die lap for the Ferio. On the take to the skies, probably not the cleanest way around. The good news with this, really, is you can just stick your foot in it and it'll still grip, which is quite good. Second gear is a little bit boggy, that's why I was checking the gearbox, the ratios, on that first lap, because it did feel a little bit boggy, but 30.440, I will definitely take that one. Quite a good time from the Ferio. As I mentioned, I don't expect this to be as quick as the race modded version, race mod adding 0.1, makes rough sense to me. I think I could have been a little bit quicker in this, to be honest, and maybe match that time. But I guess we'll see when we look at the splits. Yeah, a little bit all over the place. Wow, Sector 1 on that lap was apparently a lot quicker, but Sector 2, not so much. Again, it's that sort of bogged down in second gear isn't quite... it can happen, which isn't good. But we sort of said as well before, Sector 1, I went really wide into that corner, and obviously the more speed you carry into Sector 1 because of the way that... I've spoke about this before, with the way the checkpoint is, if you go full speed into there and miss your sort of braking for the corner, you're going to be quicker through that sector. That's sort of how that works. But yeah, 30.440, I will definitely take that to the bank. A 30.440 will place this into 271st place. Interestingly enough, it goes very slightly quicker than the Honda Accord SIR and the Honda Prelude SIR, so it's in a sort of a triple stack with the Hondas there. It is quicker than Audi A4 Avant, GTO SR97, FTO GPX, that's an interesting one. Quicker than the Mugen Integra Type R, quicker than the Vectra, again quicker than that EG Civic as well. Again, it's not quite as quick as the EK Sans race, well, with the race mod, which is sort of what you would expect. Not quite as quick as a Ford Puma, Vauxhall Tigra, but as far as front wheel drive cars go, yeah, good time, good car, can't complain. I like that. Nice, easy episode there. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I will be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.